around, find your own place. The story confronts but does not oppress. The story inspires but does not manipulate. The story invites us to an encounter, a dialogue, a mutual sharing. The story that guides, the story that opens the door and offers us space in which to search and boundaries to help us find what we seek. But it does not tell us what to do or how to do it. The story brings us in touch with the vision and so guides us. As long as we have stories to tell each other, there is hope. As long as we can remind each other of the lives of men and women in whom the love of God becomes manifest, there is reason to move forward to new land in which new stories are hidden. I think that last line of new stories, new lands is really true. One of the things that is important about having unity in the body is not just some conceptual thing, oh God thinks unity is cool, but it's a functional unity that needs to happen, a weaving together of our various streams and stories. This afternoon we're going to be pressing a lot more into the idea of culture. How does that play a role in reaching our cities? We're going to be pressing into some of the things I mentioned if you were with us at the City Impact Roundtable yesterday. Some of the things around what are some great things that the nations in our midst are bringing us to add to kingdom work, even in this country. So we'll hear more about that, but in order to be able to have those conversations, and some of the material that we're going to cover is probably going to make us feel uncomfortable. I know I have felt uncomfortable in trying to work with the design team and planning this together. There's five other folks who were on the design team with me to create this experience for you for the next couple of days. And we wrestled with how do we bring what we feel the best gets that the Lord is bringing for our conversation today forward. So I just wanted to have an opportunity to, before we get into the material, to kind of set some process or environment together, and I'm going to ask Bianca Dumling to come and share with us a little bit about safe environment. If you've done any of the readings that we recommended, or if you got any of our emails, you might have already been immersed in this, but she'll share with us a little bit just to get us going. Bianca Dumling.
So I can remember when we had conversations yesterday, there was also the question, how do we bring people to the table? How can we work better together? And I think one key element is to create safe environment for people to really be open. We all come with our stories and we all come with our pain. And the pain is often different. And sometimes we don't feel listened to when we share our pain, or we feel offended when someone else shares their pain because we think we do good work and they don't feel appreciated by what we are doing. And I think these feelings are really true because they're in us, and we need to start to talk about them. Like this morning, Richard said we need to talk about the elephant, but we only can talk about the elephant in the room when we are safe. And I just hope that these 2 days or our discussions can be safe. And for that, I want to give just kind of a couple of insight, like what safe environment is, and then also what it's not, because that's often more important. So I just hope that we treat what we share, that there is confidentiality, that we are being a good listener, and not judging each other, even though we might not agree or think the other person is over the top, but always consider the best in one another, and consider that everyone around the table really wants to follow Jesus and does this out of this motivation. And also I hope that we can share some struggles, and if we do this, that we don't look down on those who confess their struggles. And it's okay to talk about failures and because I think that helps us to grow. And then also avoiding crosstalk. What I mean with this is, like someone says, oh, you know, like this is my struggle, and like I really don't know how, you know, or confesses something, that we don't try to fix the other person and say, well, you have to do it like this and this and this, but just kind of hold the tension when someone, you know, like shares things, not try to fix each other. I think that's something, yeah, it's easy to do, or we are quick to do. And then also focus on our own stuff rather than on the others. Share from our own experience, talk about yourself, like use not we or so, but I. That also helps to create safe environment. But now I want to share what safe environment is not. So safe environment is not a pain-free environment. When we share struggles and when we share our pain, like when we feel safe, we share our pain. So if you feel uncomfortable or, you know, stay there. That's a good sign, actually. And it's also not only about me feeling safe. You know, I have to be aware with, or I have to make sure that others feel safe as well. I mean, if I'm very talkative, I can dominate a conversation because I feel safe, but others might not. So just, I mean, for now, for our conversations now, but also when you convene diverse gatherings in your cities, that's a very important principle to embrace diversity in what you're doing. And it's not uniformity of opinion. So everyone might have different opinions, and that's okay. And also, being a safe environment is not a free-for-all for expressing low emotions. Just always, it's important that you feel safe, and express what you want, but also make sure that that others are not, you go over others' emotions with your raw expression. I want to pray now for just a few minutes, just at this time together, that we really can learn from each other and grow, and that we leave transformed, and that we take something to our cities that helps us to really like press into the issues we need to deal with, whatever they are. In each city it's different. And and I encourage you to, whatever you do, really be intentional about creating safe environment. Normally, I would like to have more time, and creating safe environment is like listening to each other's stories, as Lisa has read about Henry now, and like that's something really we need to learn again, to listen to each other's stories. And if we know each other, we can create safe environment, because we know where people feel vulnerable, where they need to be protected. That's my hope for our time together, and I just pray quickly and invite the Spirit. Please pray with me. Father God, I thank you so much that you are safe, that we can come to you with all our pain and frustration, disappointments, with everything we feel, and that you listen and you know what we need, and we can feel safe. And I just pray that we learn to be safe with each other, that no matter where we're coming from, that we can trust each other just to be safe, because we know we are connected to you. And the reality often looks different, and I know that this is like how the enemy really tries to divide us. And I just invite you, Spirit, to come to this place now, that we really can be open and safe, that you can transform us, and that we really can leave this room closer to you, closer to each other, and with new hope and energy to really go back to our cities and reach them for your glory. In Jesus' name.